Here we go. Salute to NBA Nation on this Wednesday afternoon. Another edition of the NBA Report and the KnicksFanTV simulcast. And we got another good one for you, man, because Team Canada is back in the FIBA World Cup today, taking on Luka Doncic and Slovenia. And it was all Team Canada from the second half on, man, led by Shai, Gilgeous-Alexander, R.J. Barrett. 100-89. Team Canada dominates Slovenia, man. So lock in. We're going to recap the game, get your reactions to all of it. Here's some post-game sound bites from the victorious team. And Team Canada, man, advancing to the FIBA World Cup semifinals for the first time in its program's history. So Canada making history once again. Let's talk about it, man. Salute to everybody in the chat. Hit that like button, hit that share button, and subscribe to the channel. CP the Franchise here in the building. Salute to everybody watching. If you guys are on your lunchtime break, wherever you guys are at, salute, salute, salute. This one was a pretty decent matchup, man. I mean, in terms of the star power, you had a lot of NBA star power in this one. Between Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, R.J. Barrett, you had Nickeil Alexander-Walker, Lu Dort, Dylan Brooks, and then you had Luka Doncic on the other side. Look, this game was going to come down to a few things. Slovenia's role players, could they mount enough offense, or is it going to be a one-man show? And would Slovenia have any type of defense to slow down Shai Gilgeous-Alexander? In SGA and Luka Doncic, you had two of the best players remaining in this tournament, two players racing to tournament MVP status. And look, both players were able to do their thing. For Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, the minute he started off this game, really just getting into his bag, getting whatever shot he wanted to get to, getting to his spots. I mean, watching Shai Gilgeous-Alexander cook, it's like watching a chef. It's like watching a chef, man. You can't speed him up. He can't be rushed. You're hardly going to find him being turned over. He's just methodical and does whatever he wants to do. 31 points for Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, 8 of 12 from the field, 14 of 16 from the free throw line, man. Was able to get to the line quite a bit to go with 10 rebounds and 4 assists. He was absolutely electric. But that's not all, folks, because one R.J. Barrett also chipped in, man, with 24 points and 9 rebounds for Star J. Broadway Barrett, the Maple Mamba, erupted in the third quarter with 13 of his 24 points, man. Just absolutely killer on his drives. Very aggressive in his attack. Yes, he was using his left hand, but he scored. All right, he scored. He's able to get to the free throw line as well. 5 for 5 from the charity stripe from RJ. Finishes 9 for 22 on the night. And so the way this game started, Slovenia shot out the gates very hot from three, 10 of 17 from downtown. And that was really what kept them in this game. So I had to figure that it was going to be a tale of two halves. Very rarely in a basketball game do you see a team maintain its hot shooting streak in one half and it carry over to the second half. You have halftime, you have defensive adjustments, and on the other side, it's a make or miss league sometimes in this game. And so sometimes you're just not going to be as hot as you were. And so once they slowed it down, Canada just did what they had to do, which was execute. They played their A game. They grind you down to a halt. And in the third quarter, I don't know the official third quarter stat in this one or in this tournament if they track it, but it always seems like in the third quarter, that's when Canada really establishes itself. Outside of the Spain game where they had to win it late. But in that third quarter, they typically start to settle in. Their defense settles in. SGA starts to get it popping, and R.J. Barrett as well. And that's what we saw today. Just flat out execution by Team Canada, and they were able to get a signature win here, going on to the semifinals to take on Serbia. 27 for 33 from the free throw line. They missed a couple bunnies, a couple free throws down the stretch, but by and large, they were very good from the charity stripe. They won the rebounding battle 26-19. Shooting it from three, on average. You know, they've been a top 5 3-point shooting team in the tournament so far. They shot 36.7% from 3, 23 fast break points to 7. So using their defense to get out there and score some points, 17 points off of turnovers as well. 10 turnovers by the Slovenia team. So that was Team Canada for you folks. Locked in and ready and making a statement after each win. Another solid win by this team, and they can beat you in a multitude of ways. Obviously, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, he can be a one-man show when he needs to, but he gets its guys going. For Canada, it also starts on the defensive end. Brooks, Dort, they have size. They can play physical. They grind you down. And then they're also, as I said in this tournament, shooting the ball particularly well from 3. So they're able to get it done in a multitude of ways. So let's hear from one of the heroes of the game. Let's hear from RJ Barrett. He talked to our guy, Arash Madani of Sportsnet. Arash Madani was on this show, was on KnicksFanTV with me just yesterday talking about Canada's historic run. Here is RJ Barrett's reaction to Canada's win. Here we go.
RJ, you maintain this could happen. History, making strides for the first time this program's going to the semifinals of the World Cup. What kind of statement do you think Canada sent to the basketball world today?
I mean, I think, just coming in here, doing what we do, I think we're showing that, we're here, we're a talented group of guys that works hard and plays together.
The matchup was Doncic. And Jordy talked about how important it would be to try and frustrate Doncic. Yeah. To have him exit this game at the peak of frustration showed what about what you guys were able to do defensively against him?
I mean, just big time. I mean, Dylan, Dylan was on him all game, talking smack. I mean, Lou came in, he switched on to Dwight, switched on to him, Kelly switched on to him. I mean, Nikhil switched on him a couple times. Everybody that was on him just played hard, and that was our game plan, and we executed it.
You were able to get going, especially in that third quarter. What happened for you?
I just came out, was aggressive. I mean, Shai kept finding me. I missed way too many shots. He gave me some great passes, but just was aggressive, and my guys were finding me.
RJ, this was an important game for this program, and to put up 100, tying the all-time record. I mean, it's one thing to do it against Lebanon in pool play, another to do it in the medal round. Yeah. What does that tell you about what this team can do over the next couple of days?
We have a lot of guys, man. We have a lot of guys, and when we just play hard, get stops and run like we did today, we're a scary sight.
RJ, thanks.
All right, that was RJ Barrett with Arash Madani of Sportsnet speaking about his game, his team's defensive approach against Luka Doncic, and his hot third quarter, man. 13 points in the third quarter for RJ Barrett. Got them a couple of easy buckets in transition off of steals. Hit a nice little corner 3. Got to the free throw line and knocked down his free throws. Here was Team Canada's coach, Jordy Fernandez. His reaction to RJ Barrett's game today.
I can tell you that today I'm very proud of RJ. How aggressive he was, how he ran the floor, and how he rebounded the ball. With Shai, he led the team in defensive rebound. So, like I said before, that just helps the team to start fast break and play fast. So RJ did his job today at a high level, and that's one of the reasons why we won the game.
All right, so that's Team Canada head coach Jordy Fernandez bigging up RJ Barrett after his performance. Now, on the other side was Luka Doncic. How was Team Canada going to be able to slow him down? And I thought this really played into Canada's favor because, as I talked about this with Arash Madani on yesterday's show, you can throw multiple defenders at him and high-level defenders at him. Between Lou Dort and Dillon Brooks. Dillon Brooks got the start and Lou Dort off the bench. Both of those guys were on the court at every second. Either one of those guys. One of those guys was on the court at every second of this game when Luka Doncic was in the game. So you had top-level isolation defenders, guys that can get into his body, guys that can get physical with him and make it hard for him. You're not going to shut down Luka Doncic, ever. You're never going to shut him down. However, what you can do, and we talked about this on yesterday's show, is, number one, get physical with him. In a FIBA game, you can get much more physical. And number two, get in his head. The mind games. Because we all know Luka Doncic is one of those guys. He's a crybaby. As great as he is a crybaby. And the referees could play a factor in this one, and that they did, because Luka Doncic would pick up 2 technical fouls, his second one later in the game, and find himself ejected from this game. So, listen, despite the fact that he still scored, right? Like I said, you're not going to shut down Luka Doncic. 26 points on 8 of 20 shooting. He's still going to get his because, again, you had Brooks on him. You had Dort on him. Slovenia was trying to get the 1-5 pick and roll to get Powell or Olynyk or one of Canada's bigs, the other Alexander on Luka Doncic, to create the mismatch and have him create from there, whether as a scorer or as a facilitator. Maybe he gets his patented step back 3. You can't stop those things, but you can only hope to slow him down. And I thought Canada did a good job being physical and playing that mind game with him to the extent that he gets ejected from the game. Now, here is Luka Doncic on his reaction to that ejection and how he just needs to be better and control his emotions, man. Here's Luka Doncic.
I think everybody know what my frustration was. Playing for a national team, it's a lot of emotions. A lot of times I don't control myself, which I've been having problems with. But the referee told one of the guys, we're not going to call a foul on him because he's coming at us. I think this is not fair. I know I complain a lot. But I don't think it's fair. They've been playing very physical with me, but if you say that, it's not fair. But on the other side, I think Dylan played great. He was very physical, like he always does. A lot of people don't like him, but I respect him for what he does, and he does that stuff really good.
All right, that was Luka Doncic with some reflections. Now, it's good self-awareness by him. But you got to be smarter, man, because he gets thrown out of the game, and it just seemed that the whining and crybaby attitude really cascaded across his team, because Slovenia, it's especially in the third quarter, and that's when things kind of got out of hand for them. They were outscored early in the third quarter. They did make a little bit of a run late in the third, but his whining and complaining seemed to have an effect on the team, where just a lot of these guys were complaining. They were complaining to the officials, so on and so forth. You got to channel your energy a lot better. You got to channel your energy a lot better. We're Knicks fans here in New York. We cover the Knicks here on KnicksFanTV. So we talk about guys like a Julius Randle, how he's able to channel his energy or his inability to. But Luka Doncic might have him beat, man, as the biggest crybaby in the game. And you have to wonder, does that impact his team, whether it's his national team with Slovenia or the Dallas Mavericks? Could that impact his team in pivotal moments when you got to be more locked in up here? And for Canada, that's where they had the edge over Slovenia. They had the mental edge when you have Dillon Brooks. And Dillon Brooks has been playing great. He's been playing great, especially these last 2 games. He's been playing up that villain role. It's traveled with him to Manila. The crowd is playing into it. He loves it. He also got ejected in this game for picking up a taunting technical foul. But to start that matchup with Brooks on Doncic, I think that's where Canada had the edge. And then, as I said, if you go away from Brooks, you bring in Lu Dort. They were switching. You had Gilgeous-Alexander playing him tough. SGA playing him tough. RJ Barrett didn't really get much of an opportunity on him. But I thought Canada did what they had to do, just sending their defenders in waves to slow down Luka Doncic. Once again, RJ Barrett in this matchup, 24 points on 9 of 22 from the field, 9 rebounds, but it was the third quarter. He erupted in the third quarter. In the first half, he wasn't really involved as much in the offense. It was a little bit of a slow go, a little bit too forced on the lefty drives. But on the third quarter, 13 points, it was all she wrote. And he really got into a rhythm as he got a couple of fast break dunks. He got a nice corner 3. And then from there, he was cooking. And one of the plays, I'd love to show you guys more highlights, but FIBA's been on my head with the highlights, man. So we got to be kind of careful, tread lightly. They don't play around with the highlights. They're not the NBA. So we can only really show the box score and things of that nature in the post-game interviews. But a nice play was one where Kelly Olynyk found him backdoor for a dunk, a two-handed dunk. He had another play in the first half where they ran what's called a Chicago dribble handoff, where it was a baseline out of bounds play. He's running around a pin down screen and then a second screen to get him going downhill, and he gets a lefty dunk off of that. That's how you got to do it to get RJ Barrett going, right? We know he doesn't have that much of a bag on Arsenal, so you have to find ways to free him up, especially when you get into the half court, so that he can get to his dominant hand and do what he does best, which is his lefty drives and attacking the rim. So, but he had a great game for RJ. So now you have Canada versus Serbia, and that will tip off on Friday at 4:45 a.m. Eastern Time. Then that winner will play the winner of the United States and Germany. So we are once again one game closer to a potential Canada versus USA matchup. And that one, you're going to have to get your popcorn ready if that is to happen on Sunday afternoon here in the U.S. or in Canada, wherever you guys are watching from. So RJ Barrett did meet with the media to talk about, has he talked to his Knicks teammates and Josh Hart and Jalen Brunson as this tournament has progressed?
Hasn't been so much during the tournament, but like during the year, just, whether it was talking smack to Evan because he was playing with France, and, talking smack with Jalen and Josh during the year. But haven't spoken to him during this tournament other than wishing Jalen happy birthday. But
So RJ's locked in. Team Canada's locked in, man. No friends in this one. We're repping flags. And salute to everybody in the chat. Once again, hit that thumbs up button for you boys. Any Canadians in the chat, go ahead and throw your flags in the chat. Hey, throw your flags in the chat, man. 100-89, Team Canada with an easy one over Slovenia. Really a tale of two halves for this Slovenian team, who shot out the gates pretty hot, 10-17 from the floor, trying to keep up with Canada. But the third quarter was the quarter of doom for Slovenia, and Canada just really started to exert their dominance and run away with this thing, man. If you guys want to call up, phone lines are open, 657-383-1509, or you can hit us up on the KFTV Discord. Salute to everybody in the chat. I see on the KnicksFanTV side, my franchise channel members in here. Noah Rosado says, excited to see a possible USA versus Canada in the 2024 Olympics. Well, we might see them on Sunday. We might see them on Sunday. Shout out to Gamba. Shout out to Eric L. Beats. Marko Stoyanov, he's repping Serbia. Okay, so he's got Serbia in this thing. Shout out to Lisa Robbins, repping the Maple Leafs. Red and white. The Organic Fanatics repping the DR. DR had a good run in this. I liked Karl Anthony Towns and Horford and those boys running. They had a good run. But now it's down to the Final Four. Canada, Serbia, and then the United States versus a tough, gritty German team who just squeaked past Latvia today in the final minutes. I'm looking forward to this one, man. I'm looking forward to both games. And, on the Germany side, you got Schroeder, you got Franz Wagner, Mo Wagner. I don't think Franz played in this game. Let's check the box score. Franz played because he's been battling an ankle injury, and he did play. 16 points for Franz Wagner in Germany's win over Latvia, 5 of 8 from the field. So they're coming in full strength. Schroeder, the head of the snake, Mo Wagner, Daniel Theis, Franz Wagner. That's their big four. A lot of you guys look at this roster like, man, how are they in it? Hey, they play hard, they play scrappy, they play together, they have size, and they're here, and they have chemistry. The German team has been together for a little bit, so they got some chemistry here. And when the U.S. played Germany in the exhibition matchup in Abu Dhabi, Germany gave them a little bit of work. They gave them a little bit of work. USA had to come back from a deficit. Almost caught a flagrant 3 there. Came back from a deficit to win the game. So there you have it. Those are your brackets on Friday. You have some consolation games here. We don't care about those. We care about USA, Germany, 8:40 a.m. on Friday. But first off, Canada and Serbia at 4:45 a.m. on Friday. So on Friday. You can keep it locked here at around the same time, 12:30 Eastern, and we'll recap the game, both games, and see if the USA and Canada are truly on a collision course for the FIBA World Cup Finals. Organic says, yeah, Germany's no joke. Nope, not at all, sir. Germany is no joke, man. No joke. So there that is. I'll show a little RJ thing here and there. If you guys want to see the full RJ Barrett highlights, go to KnicksFanTV's Instagram page, instagram.com/KnicksFanTV. You can see the full RJ Barrett highlights. Like I said, I can't really play around with this because FIBA are hawks with their highlights, man. Very, very peculiar. You know, very strict with their highlights, I should say. Who else we got in here? Will Latimer, salute. Bomani UFG, how you feeling? Billy the GOAT, how you feeling? Salute, man. Salute to everybody in the chat. Yeah, as I told you guys, man, I was going to be into this FIBA tournament as long as Canada and the U.S. continue to make it. It's been interesting. I think like it's been interesting. The presentation has been good. The commentary I thought has been pretty good. These guys are playing hard. You could see the country pride on these guys. I mean, these guys in Latvia were in tears after they lost to Germany. Yeah, Canada, you know, Dylan Brooks getting ejected in these games. I mean, these guys are passionate, man. They're trying to put on for their country, especially Team Canada, as they continue to make history. So great job by them. And we'll see if they can continue their hot streak as they take on Serbia on Friday. So remember the Final Four, Canada versus Serbia on Friday, 4:45 a.m. Then USA versus Germany. The winners play each other in the finals. It is that simple. Can the US and Canada get there? Time will tell, man, but I'm certainly looking forward to it because this Canadian team continues to make memories, man. And speaking of memories, guys, I want you guys to salute our sponsor of today's show, and that is NBA2K Mobile. As I said, you're watching this Canadian team make memories. We watch these games for the memories that they give us when our teams win. And now in NBA2K Mobile, they're giving you a chance to create your own memories by winning with your own custom fantasy team. You pick your favorite team. NBA2K Mobile gives you your roster of players, and you improve your roster by completing different game modes. You have the tourney mode, you have drills, you have the cruise mode where you can create your own player and play in 3-on-3 and 5-on-5 matchups. As you level up and complete various objectives in the game, you will get various game cards. You flip those cards over and a new player could emerge. And so while my team started out a little bit weak, I had DeJounte Murray, I had Karis LeVert. I did have Jason Tatum, who's a cover athlete. I had Tatum. I had John Collins and Nurkic. My team has now since changed dramatically. I got 2001 Damian Lillard, or 2012 Damian Lillard, rather. I have Kobe. I have Bill Russell, Jason Tatum. I mean, I got a crazy team, and I'm playing as the Knicks. So, you know, we're championship or bust here. But you can play with past players, present players. It's a great game to play on your mobile, and it's free. So go to the App Store or the Google Play Store and download NBA 2K Mobile. And for our viewers today, use my promo code Tatum2K Mobile to get an exclusive Jason Tatum Pearl tier card. That is Tatum, Tatum, 2K Mobile, Mobile. And once again, you'll get a Jason Tatum Pearl tier card. Who's my guys at NBA 2K Mobile. All right. So to everybody in the chat, if you guys are on the grind, man, if you guys are working, leave me a hashtag grind in the chat. I'll shout you guys out. I see Earl Thomas. He's got his Maple Leaf. Okay. There we go. Shout out to Earl Thomas. Shout out to Team Canada representing. And shout out to my family, man. I got a lot of family in Canada. I was just there this weekend. I was actually watching Canada and Spain with my Canadian cousins. So I'm repping, man. I'm repping SGA, RJ. You know what I mean? Yeah, Hamilton, Mississauga. I'm repping all of that, man. I'm going with Canada, man. I'm rocking with Canada. Of course, I'm going with USA, but I want to see those two teams meet. And boy, oh boy, what if this Team Canada goes to the Olympics with a full deck? I mean, you're seeing these guys win right now with SGA, with RJ, Nikhil, Lou Dort. You have Dylan Brooks. I mean, what if Jamal Murray plays on this team? What if a Benedict Mathurin plays on this team in the Olympics? I mean, the list goes on. Andrew Wiggins. You know, what Arash Madani and I joked about was that on yesterday's show was that if they could go to the Olympics with a team that where half of these guys on this current team might not even make it. So, very interesting indeed, but good for the program. Good for Rowan Sr., Rowan Jr., and the squad. Jordy Fernandez and the squad, man. Remember that this show is available in audio podcast format. No reason to miss it. You can catch it on all the major podcast platforms. Salute to everybody on the grind. Mike Rambo, Squid's Art Adventure. Salute. Paper Chasing Haitians is working from home. Paper Chasing, I like that. Cody Glock in the building. Yo, Cody Glock, you got to hit me up on the Discord, man. I got a big time offer for you. And you got to hit me up, man. You got to hit me up. I got some news to share with you. Hit me up on the Discord DM ASAP because I have no idea how else to get in contact with you. Shout out to Stafford Don, Will Latimer, Maurice Singleton throwing a maple leaf in there. There we go. Jose Rodriguez says grind, but he's a teacher. I hope you didn't leave the kids to come watch you KnicksFanTV. Or maybe you put it up on the projector screen in the classroom. Even better. Let them know. Let them learn about the number one show for the fans by the fans. You got KnicksFanTV. You got the NBA report. You got a ton of options and more to come. So, we will talk to you guys on Friday. And we'll see what happens, man. Canada versus Serbia. USA versus Germany. Let's go. FIBA World Cup semifinals, man. See you guys Friday. Peace.